Hi everyone. Today is day 18 of National Epilepsy Awareness Month. And today I'm going to talk about something that might not seem like an epilepsy related topic, family vacation. The point in our story that we have come to, we're now at summer of 2019. And I want to take this moment just to highlight how simple things and things that we all don't see as complicated or overly difficult, or maybe things that most families look forward to, how they have a lot of different challenges when you have a special needs kiddo. Last summer, we did our first family vacation since Alex had been diagnosed with epilepsy. The thought of traveling with her was hard to wrap our heads around. Like would there be a children's hospital close by? What if she did need emergency care? How would she handle being on a plane, and let alone something happening while we're on the plane? So we chose to drive, and we drove to Las Vegas to see my sister and her husband and spend some time out there. And they've got a great place that's the perfect place to vacation that makes you feel like you're somewhere where you're being spoiled for a few days. So we had this plan to drive out. Growing up, we road tripped. My husband, his family road tripped a bunch. It's fun. You get in the car, you see some cool stuff along the way, maybe have some fun stops, like, yeah, holiday road. I always think of that song, when I think of road tripping. But I was nervous. Road tripping with Alex is a different animal, and I knew it was not going to be simple, but we did feel like in a lot of ways road tripping was going to be simpler as far as some of the challenges that we can face if something happens medically on an airplane. Secondly, probably the biggest piece is her being able to get up and have mobility, get out of that space. Even being on a plane for a solid chunk of time could be hard for her. Sitting in a car for a solid chunk of time could be hard for her. So we knew we would be stopping a lot. And then another key factor was just thinking about having the flexibility, having the adaptability, being able to do an overnight, and really just take our time. So what for a lot of people is a one-day drive, here to Vegas is about 11 hours, ended up being a full 2 days. And although there were some adventures along the way, it was challenging. We had to stop about every hour and a half. So imagine doing a road trip like that and having to stop that often. And it was to get her out of the car. To get her, we'd put a blanket on the ground, we'd get out, we'd walk around with her. We found that she really liked to sit in the front seat, so we'd sit her in the driver's seat and let her play with the buttons and the knobs and chill for a little bit, have a bottle, kind of get back into a good mindset, and then put her back in the back and keep driving. She cried and fussed and screamed, one of those three, almost the entire drive. It wasn't easy. It takes an incredible amount of patience. It takes the ability to really just take a deep breath and roll with it. We did also try to mix in some fun where we could. We really wanted Connor to enjoy his first real family road trip. We did an overnight in Moab, which was a bunch of fun, and we found a hotel that actually had a water slide. So Connor and I water slided our faces off. And baby girl rolled around that room and explored every nook and cranny. She was so excited to be out of the car. She was exhausted. She did not sleep one wink driving. Now, any of you that are parents know you want your kids to sleep at some point when you're on a road trip. She didn't sleep once, not one wink. So we thought she would pass out and be completely dead to the world when we hit the hotel. She was so excited to be out of the car and so excited to be in a new place that it probably took her 2 hours to finally fall asleep and be able to get some rest when we got there. So it had its challenges, but it allowed us to bring gear. She has a huge medical grade stroller. We were able to bring a specialty high chair. We were able to bring a lot of things that would be really difficult to travel with airline travel. It also meant we had our own car, which was also a big plus on the other end. And then when we were at my sister's, we had to get creative. We had to build a little barricade. We had to make sure we were really watching her. They have a pool. They also have some really big dogs. And so it really just was planning ahead and really being super alert kind of adjusting these new surroundings to her and what she can reach, what she can access, what can be dangerous to her that isn't dangerous to a typical kid that age. So it was a lot. When all was said and done, we had a wonderful time when we were there. But I will say those 2 days in each direction, so 4 days of driving with our beautiful little girl screaming and yelling in the back seat and really struggling to sit. I mean, part of what's hard for her is it was uncomfortable for her to sit for that long. Her head is too big for her body. Remember, she has hydrocephalus. Those were some exhausting days of doing all that driving with a child who was so unhappy in the back seat the whole entire time. So hopefully our next road trip won't be as dramatic. Hopefully, as she gets stronger sitting and better for longer distances, we'll be able to do some more traveling. That's a really big goal for us as a family. But on the plus side, she got to see her first national park in Moab. Connor got to have his first experience in Moab and killed it on the water slide. And, you make the most of it, I think just like you do with anything else. But I thought this just might be a good opportunity to, again, just point out that things that are a little more simple and that you might look forward to as a typical family present a whole nother world of challenges when you have a special needs kid. And yes, I did advance Vegas and called multiple hospitals, made sure I knew where I would take her, where the best care would be for her condition, somewhere that specifically treats children. Trust me, I did all that homework too, because you just have to be prepared, and you always have to be assuming that something can happen and something can go down and can go wrong. So that was my little share for today. Thank you again to everybody that's been following our story and our journey, that have been sharing wonderful comments, donating to the fundraiser. And I'll say it again, a few of you have told me that you keep forgetting. Don't forget, if you're watching me right now, stop what you're doing, click this link, and just do it while you're thinking about it. Every penny helps. I'm really hoping we can hit that $5,000 mark, which I know is going to be a lot to ask in the next 2 weeks, but it's that time of year. Let's get in that spirit. Let's think about how we can help others. Let's think about all the good that this money can do for the PCDH 19 Alliance, and that can help benefit families like ours and daughters like ours. So thank you. I hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.